Bitch, it ain't even my birthday, but I can ball if I want to. Cause I own cars if I want to. How about that bitch who lay down in my jumpsuit? Just do what I say and I love you, okay? I get this shit from my uncle. I told Bay get 22 inches of weed tonight. I went to fuck with Johnny. Jumping the right, you ain't pulling that hell. Bitch, yeah, man. Legs on the side of your head. I fucking let's get in the chair. When she throw that ass back, I said, yeah. I fuck around, get on the PJ tomorrow. Put that bitch up in the L. Fly that bitch up out of LA to Charlotte to pick up my barber and come cut my hair. Cause I'm happening, nigga. Me and my little bitch get dressed. Get the salad, a nigga. How about that bitch with that ratchet? Yo, stand like my motherfucking daddy. Yeah, mama, your baby is savage. Uncle Ray hit his crack pipe in my mattress. Little nigga play with me, fuck it, I slapped him. Thought I was laughing, he said I wasn't laughing. Bitch, it ain't even my birthday, but I can ball if I want to. Cause I own cars if I want to. How about that bitch with that out in my jumpsuit? Just do what I say and I love you, okay? I get this shit from my uncle. I told Bay get 22 inches of weed tonight. I went to fuck with Connie. Fucking around, you ain't pulling that hell. I pull on the grip, lock up arms like she getting the wrist. Throwing it around like she getting thick. Fucking me back, girl, that pussy. Impressive, put one leg right here, put the other one out. Sexy and flexible, bitch, you impressive. Trying to keep up with this shit, but it's levels. You diamonds and Dior all over this sweater. It's fine on the front of my waistline. First nigga try me this place, so I play around you later. I'm dogging out like Cujo. Me and her get on the floor. We feel like some canines. After the nigga gon' have to put you with the top of the list. Ain't no watching a nigga. They scared to let me in the room. Somebody in it, gotta be blocking my feelings. Bitch, it ain't even my birthday, but I can ball if I want to. Cause I own cars if I want to. How about that bitch with that out in my jumpsuit? Just do what I say and I love you, okay? I get this shit from my uncle. I told Bay get 22 inches of weed tonight. I went to fuck with Connie. Fucking around, you ain't pulling the hell.
Yeah, y'all already know who that was. The baby, one of my favorites. You know this. Y'all already know what time it is. You about to get started in a second. Y'all join Shut It Live. Join Shut It Live. Y'all already know what time it is. With us, we about to get started in a little. Make sure y'all join the Shut It Live. Shout out to everybody who joined already. Shout out to y'all. Yo, what's going on? Yeah. We getting to the money. We get into it, always in the building, Easy E. Let me get to you. I see you, my boy.
Studio features stunts performed by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, Lucy Badass and the producers must insist that no one attempt to recreate or reenact any stunt or activity they see performed in this video. Period.
Nah, for real, I really don't fuck me out. I don't know. I be playing. I don't know. Yeah. Hey, let me get some background. You want these punk ass rappers. You can't rap. How you gonna tell me you a goddamn rapper?
Yeah. Gangsta people, you ain't no gangsta, you ain't no gangsta, you ain't no gangsta people. You ain't even living some of that crap, but you get slammed. You ain't no gangsta people. You badass people. Nigga be talking like that, but I ain't gonna play with you, period. Bitch in a bag, bullet that pussy, you try to fuck on a pew. I put a bitch up, blood on my hand, it ain't come from a pew. You nigga be playing, but I ain't gonna play with you, period.
I ain't finna play with a nigga, I do it on sight, I gon' lay on the nigga. These little niggas know I gon' baby the nigga. That's baby, that little nigga stay with a piss. I can't wait to do it, little nigga. Like the shit that you pop in your music, little nigga. Got a beat that I hit every Tuesday, little nigga. If the hit fuck around and go boost it, little nigga.
They call me Bootsy, I go stupid. Keep it taking it serious. If I know you don't know, you ain't gonna play with me. People say, I make you walk it out. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Big mouth shot caller, 2 rock wallets like me, no running up on as a cat. She tryna fuck on the red. Please tell your pussy ass baby daddy, be cool, girl, before I get on this head. Diamonds like that, bitch, I'm a boss. I'm one of you, yeah. You gon' die chasing that clock. I send them bugs in your house, yeah. Same niggas sleep on my couch, yeah. The more niggas get out of line, yeah. The niggas go get a house. I got that music in my head. I got them shooters gon' have. I got the juice. You got no juice. What you wanna do? Bitch, let's set it out. These niggas be talking like that. But I ain't gon' play with you, period. Bitch in the bag, bullet that pussy, you tryna fuck on a pew. I put a bitch up, blood on my hand. It ain't come from from a bitch. You nigga be playing, but I ain't gon' play with you.
Let's go. I ain't finna play with a nigga. I do it on sight. Ain't gon' lay on the nigga. These little niggas know I go baby little nigga. Yes, baby, that little nigga stay with a bitch. I can't wait to do it, little nigga. Like this shit that you pop in your music, little nigga. Got a beat that I hit every Tuesday, little nigga. And the heat fuck around and go boost little niggas. I got a bitch from the hood when I fuck from the back. Yeah, booty and chicks. Yeah, I'm up in New York like chicks. My little nigga just flew in a piss. She got out the phone and my people got shot at. The niggas can't shoot, but they missed. As soon as you knock them up, I'ma send them. Pull out hundreds, I blew with my pitch. Nigga be acting like I gotta do something. I don't gotta do shit with whisper.
Like they go bun that nigga in every single whip.
Nigga know I like to play on my video, play with my kids, and play with y'all bitches. But I bet y'all I'ma chill up there with God, play ball on y'all, I play with y'all niggas.
Bitch, nigga be talking like gang, but I ain't gon' play with you, bitch. Bitch in the back, look at that pussy, you try to fuck on my kid. I put a bitch up, blood on my hand,
Yeah.
talk on my bitch. You nigga be playing, but I ain't gon' play with you, bitch.
I ain't finna play with a nigga, I do it on sight, ain't gon' lay on the nigga. These little niggas know I go baby the nigga, that's baby, that little nigga stay with a piss. I can't wait to do it, little nigga. Like this shit that you pop in your music, little nigga. Got a beat that I hit every Tuesday, little nigga. And the heat fuck around and go boost little nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Hey, Boosie, man, give me back that goddamn 15,000, man. Can you put that feature song, go put it on the nigga hair real quick?
Nah, nigga, you getting a whole lot of money now. See what? You just give me 5G, and my partner gonna handle it.
I'll let partner go handle that.
What you think about that?
Yeah. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We already know. It is Man Talk Monday. We getting ready to get started. Y'all join the Shed Alive. Y'all already know what time it is. We finna get to the bunny, get to the business.
I look better than you. Bitch. I look better than you.
These videos be crazy as hell. What's going on, Keith? What's going on, my brother?
Girl, how good on your armpit smell like a pork chop sandwich. Pork chop sandwich.
Friends in the mom head, go. They got on the bed, do the crap head. She ain't gave me none that push in a while. She happy for a wait, now I'm waiting. Oh, you ain't gonna respond to my text? Oh, yeah, homie, keep on my diamonds and sex. What's your name? Keith, Jazz, yeah. Next, go. Lisa, Ash, yeah. Sarah. She got her hands on the knees with her ass in the air. Who that little bitch a player? If her friends ain't around and recorded, she been over shaking her ass in the mirror. Like, what a nigga gotta do?
Yo, no.
Shorty came through it there, here so good. I said, fuck it, I ain't using no bro. Where she make that ass bounce like I love her. Got that ass in that mouth from a mother. Type to make the baby mad, you in trouble. NBA playoffs, that ass, it's a bug. Like, come on. Friends of the mom head, go. Lay down on the bed, do the crap head. She ain't get me none that push in a while. She had it for a wait, now I'm my way. Oh, you ain't gonna respond to my text? Oh, yeah, homie, keep on my diamonds and sex. What's your name?
Yeah. Nah. Ha. What's going on, people? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all already know. It's Man Talk Monday, man. Join the Shed Alive. Join the Shed Conversation, man. We got a good one today. We got us a real good one. This should be a very, 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 very interesting, very good one today. I hope everybody seen the flyer that came out. Yeah, we finna get to it, y'all. So we finna get to it. Let me see. I feel like playing a little music. I don't know why I feel like playing the music because I ain't no DJ for sure. But I just feel like playing the music real quick. I just feel like playing a little music, man. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Let me figure it out. But what's going on, everybody? Join the Shed Alive. We all in here today. We fixing to get started. I know I played this last show, but I really like this song, y'all. Don't judge me. I be playing in my car. This dude is incredibly short. I just want to stick there for the record. Get a check. What's going on, cuz? We about to get started in a second. Y'all already know it's Man Talk Monday.
Interrogation feds try to put us on the board, never identified. All niggas always getting doors, always cheese. I got niggas in the box, don't call me collect. I got my bitches that be trying to call me for sex. And you know what they say, if it ain't rated, then they respected. You see them out the color, they gon' act like they never said it. I see by the seaside, I throw it up 2 times. Yo, nigga got it, his car, he bought it on blue time. One of the young niggas that be getting love in the city, from the hood to the dub in the tub, up there. I'm married all over, now we tell. Me and 42 pulling up twin billies. Peanut butter seats on my windows, tinted on keep two flags on bang. I drove years for the gang. Top from the D to LA. Always keep 100K.
Yeah, man. Shout out to man Roddy Rich, man. Shout out to 42 Doug, man. Shout out to all them boys, man. I just love that song. I don't know why I like that song so much, y'all, but I really do. And also shout out to y'all. Thank you everybody for coming in and sharing it live and listening on the radio and listening on our YouTube. Shout out to everybody. So, yay, down to the business. Y'all already know it's Man Talk Monday. I am. Mama, there goes that man. Y'all follow me on Instagram, BossTheBud305, Chef Beard A. I think it's just Chef Beard A on Instagram. But yeah, so you know how we start every show, man. Gotta support the people, gotta shout out the people who support and shout out us. All of the black business owners out there just trying to make it away. Y'all already know we're gonna always start off with my main man from, you feel me? My main man from the motherland, you know, Easy, aka Puerto Rican E, aka Freaky E. You know, mistaken identity, mistaken kicks. Make sure y'all copy y'all some merch, copy y'all some kicks. Go check him out. Them new Jordan drops. I told you I want them 12s, all white and red Jones. Please, let's get those size 14. And I put it in for myself too. So we finna see. But I do want those 12s. Thank you so much. So yeah, man, y'all make y'all order just like that. Get in this inbox, man. Tell him you need to make that order, man, and he go try to secure whatever Jordans it is that you may like. So y'all go to Mistaken Kicks on Instagram, Mistaken Kicks. Holler at him on Facebook. Eric Santos, Easy E. Shout out to him. Y'all already know I'm a little sweat. I don't know why, because I ain't been drinking, but I'm sweating right now. Yo, what's good, Queen? Shout out to Mama Queen, shout out to Miss Liz. Just tied the knot this past weekend, Lord. Ooh, boy, I got a little dizzy just thinking about tying the knot. But congratulations to you, Mama Myers. Congratulations to you and your husband on y'all nuptials this past weekend. Queen just celebrated her birthday just this past weekend, so happy belated birthday to you. And shout out to y'all, the whole queendom over there. But yeah, man, you got Mistaken ID, got Mistaken Kicks, man. Y'all make sure y'all go holler at 7-7 Apparel. All my medical professionals, all my nurses, all my environmental techs that wear scrubs, all my daycare workers that wear scrubs. Y'all make sure y'all holler at 7-7 Apparel, man. They got all type of scrubs for, fit the curves, because, they be making scrubs for the sticks, but, that's not how we shape. So, y'all make sure y'all holler at 7-7 Apparel, man. Get you them lit scrubs to go to work, comfortable, looking good, and always stylish while you out here saving lives. So shout out to them. Y'all make sure y'all look out for Queens to Be Clothing. I always got to stress that Queens to Be Clothing, man. Got to show all the queens, got to show all the princesses how to be queens the proper way. We ain't gonna support the foolish. Ain't no hateration or or holleration, as Mary would say. But I definitely, in the world full of Megan Thee Stallions, as beautiful and as talented as that young lady is, I just long for the Lauryn Hills. So we go, show our young princesses how to be queens. Shout out to Queens to Be Clothing. I know I'm missing a couple of businesses. Mommies and Makeup, man. Y'all shout out to them. They out here skin and makeup tutorials all across the world, hitting looks, doing music video looks with makeup. Ain't no face paint around here. Them young ladies actually use the makeup. So shout out to Latoya, Crystal, Mommies and Makeup, and Crystal also do treats and man, all type of good stuff. I know we missing some businesses. There's somebody we missing. Shout out to my homie Cease, man. Street Madness, Ambassador, owner operator of Newell Electric. If you need your whole house rewired, my man can come do that. And if you got a video shoot and you want a charger to do donuts, he could do that too. So shout out to him. Cassandra, y'all already know, man. How could I forget? Sandra'sAccessories.com, man. Make sure y'all go copy y'all some merch from that young lady. Go copy y'all some accessories, some slouch socks. I see a couple of 90s and 80s parties starting to pop up. Y'all make sure y'all go get them socks and them little 80s accessories from Cassandra and Sandra'sAccessories.com. Sandra's Accessory on Instagram. Support her. Y'all already know, man. Little 16-year-old young lady, trying to be an entrepreneur, trying to build that capital before she even get out of high school. And you got to support that young lady. And shout out to all my beautiful sisters and they black-owned businesses. Drop them in the comments. I'll make sure I shout your business out. But yeah, so that's how that goes. Now, definitely wanted to. I hope everybody's seen the flyer. We're actually going to have a guest on the show later on today. She's a transformational coach, author. I mean, if you guys seen the post and you seen the flyer, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I can't wait to have that young lady on so we can have a good conversation in reference to one of the topics that we'll be discussing today. But wow. Somebody just did the most for me. But yeah, so I want to read this to you guys, and I'm hoping I can get some of the ladies to chime in. Ladies, if you could please tell me your thoughts. What are you hearing when I read what it is that I'm going to read? Fellas, y'all too. But okay, so this young lady wrote in the group. Don't know who the young lady is, but she wrote to a group. She wanted some help. She, needed some advice, whatever. Cool. And when the young lady, I read this, and when I read it, it really originally started because I seen it in the group, and when I read it, I read something from it, or I had, got what I was choosing to get from it, I guess, but it was so wild to see how different, people read, and we all could read the same exact thing and have a different response or come to a different conclusion about that particular thing. So what I seen, the young lady, she, asking help in a group or whatever the case may be. And this is the exact, okay? So it says, I broke up with this guy I was with because he wanted a break from the summer. Now, okay, well, let me just read it. She said he wanted a break from the summer. He said that he felt like we didn't have a connection, that something was missing, and that the relationship felt stale and forced. Then he comes back and says, I'm the best thing that happened in his life, and he wants me to be a part of his life, but he felt like he was forcing the relationship. I reciprocate everything. He called, I would answer. He asked to come over, I would let him. He would need my help, and I would help him. At one point of the relationship, he told me how grateful he was for me. I'm mentally and emotionally confused because what's being forced? She says she's mentally and emotionally confused because what's being forced. Now, anybody who just heard me read that, I would love if you could just give me your quick opinion about it. What you think. What did you take from that? Because, like I say, it amazes me how we all read differently, and we all take things different. Each and it really definitely varies from men to women, but like, okay, so like for me, when I hear this story, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and excuse the part where she is saying that he said he wanted a break for the summer. Okay, all right, Keith. Hey man, see Keith, man, I man, listen, bro. It's already listen. It's a reason why I knew, It's the reason why I knew I liked you, brother. I knew it was a reason I liked you. Keith said it sounds to him like Buddy is initiating everything, which, hey, bro, honestly, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. That's what I took from it. I was sitting out in the group, in the group that I was in, I was sitting there, and that's what I was saying. I was saying to them, like, okay, she's saying she reciprocated everything. Well, one, you don't know what reciprocating is, because the definition and what the actions in which you stated that you took upon, that's not reciprocating. Okay, so I literally went by the exact of what she said. I didn't add nothing to it. I didn't take nothing away from it. Now, when she says something about this guy wanting to take a break for the summer, I went on ahead and assumed that he probably wanted to take a break around the summertime, and she felt the need to label it as him wanting to take a break for the summer. I mean, him wanting to take a break could have literally just coincided with the months of summer. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't really read too much into that part. But, from what she's explaining, according to what she did, her actions, it doesn't sound like she wanted him to be around her. It just sounds like she tolerated him being around her. And it's important, women oftentimes, and I don't want to sit here and blame certain things, because y'all know how I feel about when a man step out and dilly dally with another woman or whatever. A lot of times it don't have nothing to do with his woman, and if she lacking something or something like that. But when you talk about being in a relationship, it's important that you initiate some shit too. It's not enough that you fine with me coming over to your house. Oh, well, anytime that you ask to come over, I always say you could come over. Yeah, I get that. I mean, and I appreciate that. But I want you to want me to come over too. Like, I don't want to be the only one saying, oh, baby, I want to come over. And of course, you like, oh, yeah, baby, you can come over. But where is your enthusiasm in regards to me coming to your home? Why aren't you saying to me, oh, baby, I want you to come over just as much as I'm asking to come over? So when that man says that he feels like he's forcing a relationship, it seemed to me as if she was not making any consistent effort as far as like, you know, reaching out to him, or any of that. Like, yeah, like ask me, can I come over? Like, then be like, why you can't say, hey, baby, I really want to see you. Why don't you come over? I want to hear that just as much as I want to hear yes to when I ask, can I come over? And it's a big difference. It makes a difference. Whether you know it or not, whether women think so or not, it really does make a difference. Because that man is in a situation where he feel like he's forcing a relationship primarily because he's the one doing all the initiating. He's calling you. Yeah, it's cool that you answered the phone. I get that you answered. But for all I know, your phone just dry. How I know you want to talk to me if you don't call me too? I asked you to come over and you telling me, yeah, I could come over. Yeah, cool. I appreciate that. But I mean, how I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know that you want me over. I want to know that you want me around. That's important to me too. You know what I'm saying? So, I just understood it. But I mean, man, women was giving this brother, they was laying this brother to the gods. That's how they say it. That's the phrase, laying him to the gods. Well, they was laying that brother to the gods because I think the first thing she built in her own sympathy button when she said he wanted to take a break for the summer. I mean, I don't know many brothers that's just gonna be like, hey, yeah, I want to take a break for the summer. Like, that's kind of weird. So I ain't never heard. I ain't dated no brothers, so I don't know what I don't know what brothers be saying. But I just don't think that he was like, oh, yeah, I want to take a break for the summer. I feel like if anything, him wanting to take a break probably coincided with the summer. It may have been June or May when he said, you know what, man, I just need a break. But I don't think that that's what he came out and said to her. I think she just added that so that she already had that built in, like, oh, he's such a horrible dude. And then, I seen a lot of women, and a lot of women were saying how, oh, yes, she did everything that she was supposed to do. And, that caused them to question the lack of effort, in a relationship, or, the lack of effort that women think they have to put in a relationship. Because how could you feel as if the entirety of your effort is simply you answering if I call and you telling me I can come over if I want to come over? Like how? Like, how is that fair to me? That I mean, come on, man. That's pretty crazy, guys. Like, think about it. If you're telling me that all you have to do to show your effort or your interest is to answer when I call, then like, damn, where are we setting the bar for you and the effort that you put into a relationship? That's why I'm so big on the 50-50 vibes, because I think that 50-50 requires that you both put in effort to that relationship. I think that if there's ever situations where the scales are incredibly tipped one way or another, that does not promote the effort that it takes to maintain and have a safe, a healthy relationship. Because you have to know that it's going to be more than just, you answering the phone when I call and you telling me I could come over when I ask, can I come over, to where you think that that's effort. That, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, if I got to be banging your line so hard, it's like, I feel like I'm still like, it's not to say that I'm not chasing you still, because I guess theoretically your relationship is supposed to be a never-ending pursuit of your mate, so you continue to carry about a way that got her for you, I guess, if you want to say that. But it's like, come on, man, if I got to be the one to keep asking, I feel like I'm just like a cog in your little machine. You know what I'm saying? You basically putting yourself in a rotation. Because what about them days that I don't call you? Is we not going to talk? And if I don't ever say I want to come over, so is you not going to ever invite me over? Like, it's like, nah, see, so when you talk about the 50-50 vibe, it's not you giving your all 50, because you can't give your all 50, because 50% of 50% of anything in a situation is you. You giving half of yourself to your relationship. You got to maintain the other half of yourself. You can't get the other half of yourself one place and have half of yourself over here, because then you ain't got nothing for yourself. So it's not like that. I think that you're thinking of it like, when I say that 50-50 vibe, what I mean is that each of us equally putting in effort to make our relationship work. You know what I'm saying? Just as much as I call, you call. Just as much as I say I want to come over, it's just as much as you invite me over. Like that type of vibe. Like, I'm a very big proponent of that. Now, there's extenuating circumstances to everything, man. Don't take everything so literal, because I know it's somebody, one or two people listening that's going to take it real literal. But all I'm saying is that for that man, when that man said he felt like he's forcing a relationship, it's because he feels like he's the one always initiating the conversation. He's the one that's always initiating, you know, and that's aggravating. Like that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, it's not really fair to ask that man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot. So, you know, I get, you know, I just don't simply understand how she figures that is what reciprocation looks like. And the mere fact that there are so many women that agree that is what reciprocation is, it just further lets me know, because see, I like to operate in the macro. I don't like to operate with one or two people. So when a vast majority of people say something, then what they saying is holding weight. I mean, that's just the laws of statistics. I didn't create it, but you know, if the vast majority of people are saying the same thing, then it got to hold weight, right? So from what I was able to see and surmise, I mean, you even had guys on that post talking about, oh, he just want to have a hot boy summer. And, you know, with guys, I really can't tell, because sometimes I really feel like dudes comment on social media simply to pander. Like, they want chicks to like them, and they want chicks to like think that they cool and popular. So they make some of the most outlandish of comments to like pander, to garner like support from women. Like, that's how they get women, I guess. They like wait, they say something and like wait for somebody to like the chick who like they love comment or whatever. That's who inbox they get in, because some of these comments just really be outlandish. And I mean, you know, me being a thinking man, and I try to be as biased as possible, or I try to lack bias, I should say. I try to be as unbiased. There we go. I try to be as unbiased as possible. It's no way that I seen that this guy just wanted to have a hot boy summer. She described herself, you know, what it is that she does or does not do. And she does not do any inviting. She only says, yes, you can come over. She doesn't do any calling. She only answers the phone. And if you're only answering a phone and you're only saying yes when I actually come over, that is not effort. And if I am the one that consistently and keep having to do that, then I'm going to feel like I'm forcing something on you, irregardless of you saying yes. And it's so crazy, because in the second part of the show, we're gonna dive deeper into this. We're gonna dive deeper into this notion of, you know, saying yes. And you know, being afraid to say yes and stuff like that. That's gonna be pretty interesting. That's when we're gonna have the relationship expert in the building. The transformational coach, you know, in the building. But what's going on, what's going on, my brother Darius? I don't want to, you know, mispronunciate that part, so I'm not gonna say it. But Mr. Davis looks like the other half of the Davis brothers. What's going on? How you feeling, my brother? Shout out to you. But yeah, so I mean, that's just what I read from it. I just don't see where you could read anything different. But I mean, I seen so many women talking about how that guy just wanted to have a hot boy summer and things like that. And it was just, you know, I just really didn't get it. I couldn't understand it myself. I was trying to figure, like, I was trying to even play devil's advocate and be like, you know what, maybe, maybe they not tripping. Let me reread it again. But I really did not see where, you know, this guy, you know, who was making effort, because he was doing all the calling. He was doing all the, you know, asking to come over. You know, this guy felt like he was forcing something on her. And I don't get why people can't see that being the prevailing feeling if you are the only one that are like trying to do that. Like, if I'm the only one asking to come over, if I'm the only one asking to be around you in your space and occupying your time, and you allow it, yeah, but you're not doing the same, then yeah, I'm forcing something on you. Like, I'm forcing something on you. Like, I'm forcing you in this relationship. Because you could just be saying, that's why I always say, like, my track record speaks for itself. But as far as like trying to go there with women, I traditionally never really make no first move, especially when you talk about being like in the bedroom or nothing like that, because I don't really have time for you. I don't like, if you want me, you know how to get like you like, if you want me, you gonna make it known that you want me. I don't really feel like I need to be, you know what I'm saying, trying to make those first moves, because now guess what? A motherfucker say they said yes because they were scared of you, and then guess what? How do you argue against that? When somebody says they said yes because they were scared, how do you argue against that? Yeah, they only see it when it's them doing it. She just heard the word reciprocate and it sound good. Yeah, I'm trying to show you. She ain't looked that up before she wrote that. You know, she hadn't heard that. She hadn't heard people say reciprocate. And she's like, yeah, that's a good word to use. I'm gonna use that right there. Because she didn't know what reciprocate meant. She thought that meant like I answered the phone when you called. That's not reciprocation. And like, if you wanted to look at reciprocation, for the people who don't know what reciprocation is, liken it to a mirror image. You have to give what you, if you look in the mirror, you have to give just as much as you get when you look, or something like that. Like, you have to do as much as been done for you. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, you can't. So it's like, I'll legit be terrified to make the first move, because I ain't going for it. Because I'm telling you, I don't want to hear that. I really don't. I don't want to hear, I really don't want to hear you tell me that, you were nervous or fearful or something like that. Because like I say, I realize, I'm not a small guy. That's, without question, I'm not no small guy. So, I don't want to be, I don't ever want to be in a situation where somebody says that they was doing something, they did something because they were scared. That's why I'm not going to initiate. So that's why y'all know they listen. They said they lying, Lord. Listen, they is lying. Okay? Because anybody know me and know my character, know my nature, know I don't even play like that. So, and I got sisters and all, so y'all know I definitely don't play them type of games. But yeah, I seldom will initiate for this very same reason. I don't want to be viewed, or I don't want you to feel like you were scared, you were afraid, so you let things happen that you didn't want to happen. No, everything that happens, I want you to want it to happen. So I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just let the night play out. I'm gonna just let whatever happen. Whatever the case may be, that's what it's gonna be. But I just can't. I really can't. So yeah, bro, you really cannot defend against nothing like that. Like when somebody say, cause now I'm finna ask you, what made you scared of me? Like, it's a whole situation with that. So it's just dangerous. It's so dangerous. So it's like, nah, I don't want you to just be, yeah, you could come over. Yeah, you could come over. I want you to be like, babe, I want you to come over. I want you to be like, hey, I miss you. I wanted to see you. Did you want to come over? I don't want to be the only one keep talking about that, because then another problem about it is you'll say, you'll be the only one asking, and then a woman will say, that's all you want to do. All you want to do is, okay, come fuck on me. All you want to do is come lay up over here. Da, da, da. Well, no, I mean, it's just that when you be the only one asking, you're the only one asking. So it's like, that's what, like, nah, I don't know. Because they'll be quick to hit you with that too now. Like, they quick to hit you with that. They gonna stress that all you want to do is come they have the fuck on them and lay up on them and did the down whoopty whoopty whoop. And that's because you the only one who asking to come spend time over there. Like, I don't know. My thing is, I always hated how, because it's truth time, okay, guys? It's truth time. All right. It's truth time. Now, you may not like it. But it is what it is, okay? Okay, in this social contract, okay, between men and women, okay, and this is not necessarily how we made it, but let's say that we're going to put 50-50 blame on each individual party. So 50% of the blame go to men, 50% go to women. So now, if a man spends money on you, as some may feel, as idiotic as it may be, they expect something from you. Most of the time, most men, not all men, you got some men that, don't give a damn. It's not really that big of a deal. But you got a lot of guys who feel like they spend money on you, they supposed to get something. And it's kind of like a part of the social contract, Now, women gonna say, well, you spending money on me does not mean you get to touch me. You completely correct. I completely agree with you. You're not wrong at all. But then also, because of that same fact, if you don't have interest in a guy, right, then why even go there with him? Why put yourself in position and situations for a guy to feel as if you owe him something specific because he spent money on you? Like, and that's why I tell people, like, stop thinking that your time is payable. Like, stop thinking that you get to submit an invoice for your time. Nobody gets to do that. Okay? If I'm going out, we spending time together, cool. Same way I'm spending time with you, you spending time with me, okay, we having fun. All right, now if we going Dutch, that's different, cool. But if I don't went out with you 40 times now, at some point, I should, at very least, deserve something. And that's how a lot of guys feel. So it's just all about putting yourself in position to put yourself in situations to where, you know what I'm saying? Come on, let's be a little smarter about that situation. Let's be smarter about that. But I mean, it's just, honestly, I don't see where that guy was wrong. Like I say, as far as him wanting to take a break for the summer, I'm going to ignore that because I feel like she put that in so that it could demonize that guy. I felt like that was that built-in demonization tool, like what she needed to make that guy seem like a very bad guy. So she put that in because I don't think no dude was like, I think I just want to take a break for the summer. I think that we should break up for the summer. I don't really see that. I don't really see that. So, as far as that part, no. But as far as him wanting to take a break and the reason why he wanted to take a break, it makes complete sense to me. I think that, how he feels about the specific situation is warranted according to the evidence that she provided. Time is money, baby. And, a lot of people in this day and age, I think it's young people mostly. Because young people want something for nothing. And then we see that the older generation, it seems like it's been a reverse. Where it used to be where the younger generation learned from the older generation, now it's like the older generation is learning from the younger generation and participating in that bullshit. But that's a young people thing. Young people be wanting something for nothing. Young people be wanting, young, nobody of age, man, nobody that understands how life works thinks that that's how life is supposed to go, where you get something for nothing. No, it just no. So hey, that. But yeah, aside from her trying to, saying that guy wanted to break up for the summer, I understand why he wanted to break up. That's. He is forcing a relationship, in my opinion. If you're the only one hitting her up, and like that's even if you around your dog, even your dogs will tell you some shit like that. Like if your dogs notice that you the only one always calling this chick ain't never calling you, your dog's gonna be like, damn boy, you gonna let her call your phone? And the truth is, if you do, she may never actually call. Like, then you fuck around and get ridiculed about the shit. You niggas be sitting around and cracking jokes on you about it, So, you don't put a man in that position. The same way that man was calling you, you should have been calling him. The same way that man is saying, hey, baby, I want to come over, is the same way you should have been saying, hey, baby, I want you to come over. And if you can't understand that if a person is consistently doing that to no avail, that they can feel like they are forcing something, then you just simply bullheading and you don't want to, you don't want to see it. That's just me being honest. Now, of course, man, there's extenuating circumstances to everything. I know that, and fellas, you have to be patient. Ladies, you have to be patient because we are all, having trying times, as it were. You got some people that's high in the sky. Some people, life is going great. Life ain't never been better for them. And then you got some people that's not really having a good go at life right now. So, a lot of people are battling with depression. A lot of and people don't know. Some people, you would never think that some people that are battling depression, man, you see every day and you could never even think that they was battling depression. So, sometimes you have to look at it that too, because you could be in a relationship with a depressed person. And it don't be all about what you did and what you not doing. It could just be that you're not satisfied with yourself to the point where you're depressed about your situation. It does happen. So, those people there, that's a little different. But I mean, for the most part, man, you have to reciprocate the energy that man is feeding you if you expect for him to feel like you want him around. Because he could easily, just feel like you don't want him around and go do his thing. And when he go do his thing, he gonna be wrong for that. But whole time he been telling you, man, I feel like I'm forcing a relationship. I feel like I'm forcing a relationship. Invite me over. Just as much as I could tell you I want to come over. Why don't you invite me over? You could say that to you blue in the gills. But if you go out there and do his thing or whatever case may be, then he dead, he dead ass wrong. He this, he that, he whoop. But it's actual factual, man. You got to do it. You got to kick, you got to get that same energy, man. It's unfair if you're not. Keith said, I stopped fucking with friends and family because I was always the one initiating shit. Yeah, man, guess what? And sometimes you ain't even got to listen. People will X themselves out. See, listen, people will X themselves out of the game. Do you hear me? You ain't even got to say I ain't fucking with you no more. Just stop hitting them up. And see, that used to be the thing, man, years ago. They used to say, you want to know if that's your friend? Stop calling. You want to know if she wants you? Stop calling. And you will see. Because she'll call you if she really do want you. See, people or women specifically try to sit here and be like, I'm sorry, y'all. Women sit here and try to be like, oh, I ain't chasing no man. Oh, I want to be courted and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, cool. I get that. But you mean to tell me you can't call, you can't text, you can't send a good morning text too? You can't call and say, hey, how you doing? Do you feel like a man courting you consists of him initiating everything, doing everything, and you simply being a party to that? No, it don't work that way. You got to put in effort, man, because it's 2021, man. It's 2021. Them days of not putting in no effort into a relationship, man, that shit is over with. Because it's when, man, women outnumber men 7-1. Okay? Women outnumber men 7-1. So when you talk about whether or not there's plenty of fish in the sea, I mean, it is, man. And there's a lot of women that really be out here baking niggas' phone. There's really a lot of women out here that be trying to apply pressure about these men. And for you to feel like that all you got to do is answer the phone and you ain't got to call because you ain't the one trying to court it. Oh, you trying to get courted and all of that shit. Oh, okay. Hey, there's other women out here that apply pressure. Was a lot of women out here apply pressure. You hear me? So you keep on keeping on. Keep on acting up like that. Keep on acting up like that, Lord. Because there's women out here that is applying pressure. So, that was something interesting to me. I definitely wanted to get, more opinion on it. Because like I say, man, from what I seen, man, I'm talking about the women was dogging the brother out, man. They boy, and them chicks was letting that brother have it. They was letting that brother have it, man. So, and I just really felt like he wasn't wrong. I just felt like, they was reading it, so that it fits their narrative and not what was actually, the problem. Like, yeah, no, that wasn't actually, what was the issue. So don't do that. They was like, oh, he want to be a hot boy for the summer and all of this and all of that, and I didn't really understand where that was coming from. But I'm yeah, like I don't. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get to this real quick, guys, because we got about another. We actually got 9 minutes, and we're gonna have transformational coach Denise Gilbert on the line with us today, as we discuss this second topic, which is going to be interesting. I'm going to make sure that I try my best to, you know, yeah, I'm going to try my best. But it's definitely going to be interesting. So y'all make sure y'all stick around for that. I'm trying to find that post for you guys so I can just tell y'all about some of the comments, how they was really dogging this brother. And I just really, I really felt bad for the man. I really did. Because I don't know, man, maybe I had been in a situation like that before. Maybe I had been a person putting in all the effort and, just kind of like really, understood what he, what place he was coming from when he said he felt like he was fortunate because, he the one who always, hey man, I want to come over, and then he felt like, damn, like, do you really want me over? Shit, I know exactly where that man was coming from. So I guess that's why it kind of like, I guess that's why I really had to like the reaction that I had about it. And then while we also wait on that, and I'm looking for this post. Oh, here we go, guys. So yeah, so here we go. So let me read a couple of these comments to you guys. She said that this one young lady says men can be emotionally exhausting. She was ready for a relationship with him, but he wanted to have his hot boy summer at the same time. She liked him. That's why she said okay to him coming over. Women do tend to be emotional. I had to learn that about myself, but actions speak louder than words. He showed who he was and wants keep it moving. Again, I don't see where I that's why I think that I'm removing that summer shit. I don't really feel like he told her he wanted to break for the summer. I feel like she put that in. I feel like she concocted that in her mind. It was probably May, and he was like, I just want to take a break. You know what I'm saying? And she probably was sitting in her room thinking about him. And she said, oh, I know. He trying to take a break for the summer. Oh, he want to have a little hot boy summer, huh? Because that's how y'all jump to conclusions. And so I think that is more so with the summer thing. But yeah, I mean, look at it. I mean, men can be emotionally exhausted. How? He was just saying that he felt like he was forcing a relationship. I think that he was saying he wants her to call just as much as he does. He wants her to, invite him over just as much as he is asking to come over. I don't think that that's wrong. I don't think that that's a lot, when we talk about a relationship. The one young lady said, you did everything, still not enough. Move on. I mean, what did she do? She answered the phone. He called, she answered. He asked to come over, she said okay. But what really did she do in regards to making that man feel like she wanted that relationship as much as he did? What did that young lady do to make that young man feel as if she wants me just like I want her? You cannot think that is going, you can't think that just answering the phone is what is going to make that happen. Like, you can't think that, oh, she answered the phone, so she gotta want me. Nah, man, her shit could be dry. Don't nobody call her shit. So she be happy to see them little numbers come across her phone. She answers for anybody that call. I don't know. Oh, she told me I could come over. So because she told me I could come over, she must be really like me. Man, she may be telling you come over and her period on. She telling you to come over. She ain't got no plans on doing nothing with you. My boy, she may tell you to come over, watch a movie from the opposite side of the couch. And once that movie go off, she maybe hit you with a, yeah, so I'm about to go to bed because I got to work in the morning. Hit you with one of them vibes. That like you never know. So she ain't did nothing to. Oh, she did it. She did everything and it wasn't enough. Come on, cut it out. And exactly, Keith, that's another thing that I noticed. I noticed that they were ready to put this young lady in situations that she did not expound upon. So they say she was ready for a relationship. She was doing everything, and that still wasn't enough. I mean, they were really giving her, really giving her all types of the benefit of the doubt. I read the story, and I just read it objectively. I read the story from what she said it, and I didn't have no biases. I just, according to what she said, which was that when he called, she answered. When he asked to come over, she said yes, and she done helped him before when he needed help. Like, yeah, all that's well and good, but that don't mean that you wanted to. So, I mean, that's what we go back to. Another guy. I think that this is a guy. This is what I was talking about as far as guys and they're pandering to social media so they can get likes. It says he wants you around, but he doesn't want to commit to you. Plain and simple. How? I mean, I do not get how people came to these conclusions. He wants you around, but he doesn't want to commit to you. Plain and simple. I don't see how that's plain or simple. Because, I mean, the man just simply said like he felt like the relationship was stale and he felt like it was forced. I don't see where people are drawing their conclusions. I commented too, but y'all know how I feel because we just spoke about it. Look, he felt like, this one young lady says, he felt as if he was missing something. Let him see he wasn't. I deny access once he returns. He will. He wasn't ready to commit. Where is this coming from? Where did you pick that up from? I mean, I don't get it. Like, how did you surmise that? Like, how did you get to that point when the man said that he felt like the relationship was being forced and it was stale, which means for him, he felt as if all he was doing was all the trying to communicate. I'm the only one trying to spend time with you. You simply are tolerating me wanting to spend time. Like, there's a difference between wanting people around and tolerating them. And I feel like she was tolerating him, not really wanting him around. And that's what he wanted. He wanted to feel as if she wanted him around. Another young lady, well, this could be a guy, but it's a guy next after that. So we'll go with another couple of comments. Says, he playing games. Let him play with himself. At some point in age, us men, this is a guy. He said, at some point in age, us men know what we want and if we want a woman around long term or not. He's more than likely keeping as an option while he fucks with other chicks. She already let it be known she was available to him. Again, see, look at the bar in which we are setting. The bar is that the only thing she has to do is answer the phone, and that shows that she wants him. The only thing she has to do is say yes when he asks to come over. That shows that she's ready for a relationship. But what bar are we setting if we're saying that is the only thing that is required of you to maintain a healthy, functional relationship? I don't understand. Joel Lambert. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say your name, brother, but hey, he definitely was out doing his thing and realized the grass wasn't greener elsewhere. I tell her to move on and focus on herself. He will do it again and again if she allows it. He doesn't want to commit, but needs that cuddy buddy to be available when he wants her to be. Where is he getting this from? Where did that come from? I do not understand. Like, how did you get to that conclusion? If the man is saying, hey, I want to be in a relationship that's not stale, that does not feel forced, then what that means is he felt like he's forcing a relationship. And she corroborated that because she said, when he called, I answered. When he asked to come over, I said he could. You did not say one time that you initiated anything, that you called him and made it known to him that you wanted him around you as much as he wanted to be around you. So, but I mean, hey, I just posted our link. I just posted the link in the comments. We're actually going to be waiting for Miss Denise Gilbert to join the line. So, Miss Denise, once you get in, you can just click on that link, and I'll see when you add it, and I'll get you right in the show. We're gonna have old transformational coach in the building today. So the link is posted. I'll post it one more time. Let me post this thing one more time just in case. Yeah, it has been posted. So we're waiting for Miss Gilbert to get in on the live so we can have this good, robust conversation. Give me one moment. And I'll see when she gets in. So we'll make sure we introduce her properly. But yeah, so I mean, we cannot, man, this cannot be the entirety of the effort that we're asking, because I don't think that a man could get away with showing that little effort. Like, and first of all, I know damn well a man can't get away with showing that little bit of effort. Because I guess a man has the court. So if that's the case, then that man can't be out here like, oh, when she called, I'm gonna answer, and if she asks me to come over, I'm gonna come over. But that's it. Nah, you're gonna feel like that dude not interested in you. If that guy was the only answer the phone when you called but never called you, if that guy was the only accept the invitation to come over but never asked to come over, then you're going to feel as if that guy is not interested in you and that you're forcing him, because it's you initiating. And that's what the man felt like. The man felt like he was just doing everything. And if that's the case, then don't nobody want to be in a relationship like that. Right now, we're waiting for Miss Gilbert to get on the line here. Our transformational coach, author of the children's workbook, Little Geniuses. Shout out to her for the colloquial spelling, LIL, Geniuses. Shout out to them. So she'll be joining us any moment now. The link is posted, so just click on the link, follow the instructions, and we're going to get you in here so we can talk about this other topic as well. Because this is also another interesting thing, another topic that I have found interesting. She be having some interesting topics in her group. Y'all should really check out her group, let's be clear. But yeah, she be having some interesting topics, but it's another topic that I seen that I wanted to touch on. We're just waiting for her to get on the live. Let me make sure everything is okay with that. We're waiting for Denise Gilbert, transformational coach, founder of, first of all, she's got a whole resume, okay? So I go through the resume. As soon as she click on the line, before I give y'all resume, I'll give y'all her resume in a second. She got a whole resume. It's impressive, okay? So, but that's what we're waiting on right now. But your thoughts. What do you guys think? What is the effort in which a woman has to put in a relationship? Is it a responsibility of a woman to call and request visits just as much as it for a man to call and request visits? Is it fair for women to assume that their only responsibility is to answer a phone call, not actually make one? It's not your responsibility to invite over, only to say it's okay for someone to come over. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know. We're waiting for Miss Denise Gilbert to come in. I'm going to drop a little song for you guys while we wait so we can get her in on the line. let me see what I want to hear really quickly. And guys, forgive me. I know I don't listen to the radio, but it's good because we have her coming in. So without further ado, guys, transformational coach, founder of Let's Be Clear and With Prayer Changes Things Ministries, and author of the children workbooks Lil Geniuses. Again, I cannot stress enough. Shout out for the colloquial spelling. It's Lil. It's available on Amazon, everywhere you can buy books. Y'all make sure y'all get your shorty 2, 3, 4, 10 of them workbooks. It's at Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and I think that's Lulu's. But it's definitely for after school and some activities, because that's another big problem we have in our community. Our kids fall off so much during the summer because we're not bolstering the education that they get during the year or lack thereof. So y'all, make sure y'all show some love, man. Round of applause. Y'all show some love to Miss Denise Gilbert. Yeah.
Hey, Cody, what's going on? Thank you for having me, and thank you for that introduction.
What's going on, friend? How you been?
I've been amazing, man. I'm just really like all of my effort, like you just said, is being a mom. And like you said, I can't stress enough education. And that's what, gave me and my friend Kayla the, inspiration to get those books started. And we're coming out with more things. We have a whole line, catering to right now. We're catering to, like the toddlers, and, we're probably going to go to the 8 years old, somewhere up in there. So as we go on, hopefully, we'll be able to make some other age appropriate things. But yeah, we have to, even during the summer and, all year round. I think education is just really, really important.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, and even then, as they get older, because I imagine that you guys could, really kind of figure something for all age groups, man. Even, the older kids we focus on the education of our little ones. And I think it's just because they're cute, because the older kids get, the less they become cute, because I'm a football coach, right? So as a football coach, when a kid is 6 years old starting super pee-wees, mama got him with everything, all his cleats and, his cemeteries and, every game he lit. And as he starts to get older, you start to see it decline. And then right when they get around 11 to 12, they don't look cute no more. They look like a pill. A lot of them outgrow their mamas. So we don't really focus on them because they ain't cute no more. But I mean, their education is paramount too. Even up to, high school kids getting ready to matriculate out of high school, going to college, learning how to finance and budget and put things in place to where they become financially self-sufficient, because we wasn't taught that, Lord, cause I remember first year at Cookman, running credit card debt up. Do you hear me? Them people was throwing me platinum cards. I don't know what I did to deserve a platinum card, but I'm gonna swipe this bitch. I know that. So, shit, I thought they made a mistake. I wasn't gonna find out though. I'm like,
listen, when that little refund check came around, you know how that was, bro.
Oh man, if people got the refund check, see, I never got a refund check because I ain't stay on campus, so I never got one of them. But man, I know, boy, you was balling. I mean, everybody had a Cookman down to the socks.
Not me, bro. I was trying to get all them little coins to the. They was going to that bookstore.
Breast cancer, they got the whole Pink Pride Cookman set. That refund check done dropped. Oh, we need everything out of there. We need everything. But yeah, so man, real quick, because I know we didn't really converse about it on the post. But before I talk about this second one, which was incredibly interesting to me, just your thoughts on that first post, the post about this young lady and her lack of effort disguised as reciprocation.
Yes.
I mean, they was killing the brother.
No, I actually liked. Well, like I was telling you, when I seen what you put, I was like, oh, wow. I didn't even look at it from that point of view. You know what I mean? So when you said that, I was like, okay, I can see it, and then I can see what the ladies were saying too. But I do think reciprocation is needed in a relationship. It can't just be one person. Both sides have to give. And we were going to talk about this, especially getting to the next post, which is really, really juicy. And but accountability. I think a lot of times in this day and age, and I'm a woman, we don't like to be held accountable for stuff, and we don't like to hold ourselves accountable. Not to let men off the hook, so don't go to smiling and everything like that, Cody, because I see you. I can't to get you together on here. No, I'm kidding. Don't get too excited.
Because when I say that, listen, my thing is simply, okay, I get that nobody wants to be accountable. We all would like to live a life where we could do what we want, say what we want, and that there's no retribution from any of that, Right. But I think that at a certain point, especially for me being a man, I think that at a certain point, it's almost akin to, I could kind of say, I did this wrong, or I did that wrong. Whereas in my mind, it seems like the older women get, the less accountable they want to become, and a lot of the things that they may have issues with. Because I was explaining to somebody about this today, and I was saying that men do not have the opportunity to let past trauma dictate future circumstances. So as a man, if something happened to you in a relationship with another woman or whatever, as a man, you're supposed to get over that, and you're not supposed to bring that in to another relationship. Whereas for a woman can bring that into another relationship with the expectations of that man, showing her that he is not what she is previously used to. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't have to prove that you're not the woman that fucked me over. I'm supposed to just take you as a brand new woman and realize that the situation is new and it's not the same as it was before. Whereas if you have any misconceptions as to what a man is, what men do, or even, me as a man, what I'm going to do, I have to bust my ass to prove you wrong, while also not really getting satisfied on my end, because I'm spending all my time trying to prove to you that I'm not what you used to.
Also, see, I don't agree with that. I believe in doing the work on both ends. Men and women need to continue to do the work, and doing the work is something daily. That's not even just something while you're single. That's definitely the time to do it. But even in a relationship, I believe that you should continue to do the work on yourself. This is a daily thing. You should be trying to grow every single day. You should be trying to be a better man or woman every single day. So you have to be happy within yourself first. And then, because your spouse really can't make you happy. You have to get over those traumas. You have to work through, a lot of those things that you were holding on to from the past. And we all made mistakes. We all have been through trauma. As they say, everybody have a story. You know what I mean? So, but you have to work through those things yourself, then come complete to a relationship and come whole and happy. And then both of us are whole and happy, and then we can move forward that way. That's what I believe.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. I mean, what I would say is not in opposition to what you said, but I think that a lot of times what we wrap ourselves into is, for lack of a better term, diluted visions of grandeur. So it's like, if you've lived the life that we've lived, had the opportunity to live the life, you know what I'm saying? Then there are not many people that are not scarred from this life. Whether unintentionally or intentionally scarred, just from the life that we live. Being a human being in this country, having this dark skin, is enough to scar anybody. So the likelihood is that we don't traditionally come into relationships coming in that happy place. A lot of us never find that happy place. And a lot of it is tied to social pressures, what society deems to be success, where you at in life, how you feel about where you should be. A lot of us never go into relationships finding that complete happiness. And it's not to say that you should find that happiness in somebody else, but I really do believe in the intrinsic value of someone who can bring happiness to you when it seems so dark around you. Because I think that's important too. Like, you're not going to get the guarantee in life is not that you meet people that are happy, it's that you're gonna meet people. You know what I'm saying? Where people are at in life at the time in which you meet them is not your fault, and they could be a complete victim of their own circumstances. But that person is just as worth it as the person that, you know, running through the dandelions every morning, you know, fucking smiling and birds chirping and dogs barking. You know, so
but Cody, I don't think it should, you know, we're not here to be anybody's dump. You know, you have to take the responsibility and accountability upon yourself to go see, you know, I'm an advocate for mental therapy, or, you know, go see a mentor, go see, you know, a priest, you know, a pastor, whomever you need to go see, a counselor, to really work through those things. I believe in that. You should not be dumping that onto your friends. You shouldn't be dumping it onto, you know, your mate. You should be, you know, taking accountability upon yourself to pretty much work through those things. And like I said, I had to work through those things. It's hard work. It's hard work to actually fess up to, you know, the mistakes you made, to fess up to, you know, the things from your past with your family members. And, you know, you have to set boundaries. That was something that, you know, it was tough for me, you know, learning how to set those boundaries, even for family members and stuff like that. So that's just something that, you know, we have to do. You have to set those boundaries. You have to do the work. It's tough, but, you know, it got to be done.
Yeah, I mean, I know it has to be done. And I just think that, you know, I don't know, for me, a lot of the things in which a lot of the things that I care about, or a lot of things that I care for, I think is solved in my mind. I could be completely wrong. I ain't the smartest person in the world. I just could challenge him in an academic decathlon, you know. So, but
talk your talk.
You know, so it's just, I think that if we take, because what I remember from our neighborhoods when we were growing up, and then even before us, you know, the images of our neighborhood was always community-based care. You know, you was always able to come out on that stoop and talk to Miss Jenkins. You know, it's not to say that you was dumping on anybody specifically, but, you know, these people and these pillars of our community were there for that reason. Yeah. And I think that we've moved so far away from community-based care because of social media and this ungodly thirst to be popping, like to where everything is beneath us. And you know, and I see somebody put it just really saddened me. I seen somebody put that having a good heart is not enough. That she says that being a good-hearted person is not enough. If you can't keep me at my level or upgrade me, then essentially there's no use in you, or there's no use for you. Something to that effect. And it was just so sad, man, because the biggest thing that I see is so many good-hearted people that are struggling to find their way, because in being good-hearted, you will realize that there's not a profession that you can enter into being good-hearted that's going to pay you what is needed to live a good, comfortable life. You know, good-hearted people work in social services. Or good-hearted people, you know, take up the medical profession. Teachers. You know, now, okay, of course, the medical profession is different. They get paid substantially more. But when you talk about the basis of social services, teachers, working in the welfare system, working with the homeless, none of these jobs are fulfilling jobs as far as financially fulfilling. You may make you $40,000 a year, you know, which by all accounts is not that much in today's time, you know, but you know, and just to think that good-hearted person is not worth it because he can't take you to a Salt Bay restaurant because the shit is $1,000, you know, which is a whole issue in itself. But yeah, man, it's just sad to think that person, that woman, or that man, you know, is not going to get an opportunity, not because they're not worth it, but because their good heart does not afford them the financial luxuries of somebody who don't give a fuck. So
yeah, that you know, it's definitely tough because, like I said, I can understand from both aspects. But you definitely want to be with somebody for their heart. You know, you definitely want to get to know somebody for themselves, because all that stuff can be here today, gone tomorrow. You know, that stuff goes up and down. You definitely, you know, I think that you should definitely, but then I also believe in, you know, a person being on your level, or, you know, getting with the guy that, you know, got his stuff together. I don't, you know, subscribe to the whole, you know, yes, you can be with your man that's working on doing better and this, that. But, you know, I think a lot of times Black people, we tend to adhere to this struggle love, and the Black woman have to, you know, hold their man down and work like a mule because they seen their mom do it. I don't believe in that type of stuff. I don't, get me wrong. You have to do what you have to do. You know what I mean? You have to do what you have to do. But at the same time, you know, men have to, you know, be a man. You have to be a provider. You have to be, you know, you have to be head of household. You know, you have to do what it is you need to do in order to take care of your family. Because it's not even just, you know, about taking care of, you know, you have to take care of a woman more than financially. You know, you have to be the head of household spiritually, you know, everything emotionally. You are the man. So it's more than just finances. Because that seems to be like the thing that when I hear people say, oh, a woman want a man to take care of her, that's like the main thing. But no, there's so many other ways that you also have to take care of women on top of the finances. But why wouldn't you want to be able to take care of your children? Because like you just said, that 40,000 is not going to be generational wealth or something that you're going to be able to leave behind. You know what I mean? For your family, for your children, for your children's children, you know. So, you know, it's about stepping it up and doing what you have to do as a man to provide, you know, and be that head of household, you know. You know how we
I'm actually getting that you said that. So like, and I get what you're saying. I understand that there is more to just being the head of household than just providing the money. I get that. Now, you understand that, but then I know that you would also then have to realize that that is not what is being said, right? So as a man, I don't hear women talk about the intrinsic value of that man who is an emotional leader in that household. You know, who's the disciplinarian of that household.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
who makes that household safe.
Yes.
Complete. I don't hear women talk about that. I only hear women talk about.
Well, you know, it's two different kind. You know, it's two different kind. You know, it's different women now, Cody. So, you know, you got the ones that want the Salt Bae, and then you got the ones that'll go whip up the filet in the kitchen and throw some salt on. You know what I'm saying? So you got two different type of women, you know, that want that complete whole man. And then, you know, and then you got the ones that want that fast life and whomever that can provide that. So these are two different type of women. You know, I think a lot of times people get mixed up. So you definitely want to make sure that you're, you know, y'all align with the morals of values. Yeah.
If that's the case, which I definitely know that that's a different type of woman. I know. I know that there are women out here that will accept a man where he is, and I know that there are women out here that says, you know, my man went to school because he wanted to be an educator, and I know that him being an educator is going to yield him about $43,000 a year, and I'm going to take my little 43 because I'm an educator, or I do this, or I do that, and we are going to put these finances together. We're going to raise children. We're going to have a successful household, and we're going to grow together, and all of that's well and good. I just think that in 2021, with us knowing what we know, because it's two facets or two problems with the situation. The first problem is that we have the information readily available to us. But then the second part about it is we willfully choose to deny it as a means to bolster our narrative. And
what information are you referring to?
When I say that, I say that to say this. Studies show that, for instance, in Miami, you have to make plus $28 an hour to comfortably afford to live here, right? We know this. We all know this. This is not something that I know and you don't. We all as a community know this. We also know that there is not an abundance of jobs that pay anywhere close to $28 an hour. And to further that, we have what is considered a good job that does not pay that. $20 an hour is $40,000 a year. So that automatically takes out every teacher that is not tenured or has not been in the system for 5 to 10 plus years, as it means it's people who could afford to live comfortably. Now, are we telling that teacher who went to school to secure some type of secondary education that has passed certification after certification to be a teacher, are we telling him that he is not good enough simply because he works in a market where he does not dictate the cost of labor? Keep in mind, inflation dictates the cost of everything except labor. So whereas we should have people making this money legitimately through inflation and the fact that everything has gone up. Inflation is not used as a metric to determine what the cost of labor should be. And we all know all of these things. So is it not fair for people to say maybe our attitude and stance should change on whether or not we're asking one person to bear the financial brunt of a household simply under the guise of, or you're a man, so that's what you're supposed to do?
See, my opinion on that is, first of all, and I get the teaching and all of that. In this day and age, you know, as a man, like I said, that's the point where as a man, you have to provide solutions. You know what I'm saying? As a man, if you're having children, you know, like you just said, inflation and the cost of everything is going to be up. You know, you want your children to go to college, all this other stuff. So therefore, you need to be working on other streams of income. You can't be sitting around talking about, oh, I only make this amount for this job. And you have to do whatever it takes as a provider. You have to come up with solutions as a man to provide for your family, in my opinion. Now, in my opinion, I think, because I am a stay-at-home mom, I believe in the mother being in the home. That's my opinion. And it has nothing to do with the man just because he's bearing finances. But to me, I believe it's so much more beneficial for the nurturing of your children, education, like everything, to, you know, in my opinion. But everybody and every mom may not be able to do it and don't feel that way. I believe that you should live to your husband's means. You know what I mean? So, you know, if that takes cooking, not eating out as much, if that take y'all, you know, whatever it is, she can do stuff at home. There's plenty of stay-at-home jobs. There's plenty of, y'all can get a business together. If she knows how to cook, guess what? Start a cooking business. Cookies. If he know how to cut hair, she know how to braid, sew in, whatever she can do. There's something that you can do, a car wash business. I don't know. She can write books. There's so much you can do from home as a stay-at-home mom, or as a man that needs another stream of income that y'all could do together, because y'all in this together, you know. And first of all, we need to be, you know, I'm not married yet, but I do believe in marriage and the household and, you know, and being one. So, you know, when that, you know, that's something that's not going on in our community that I believe more of it needs to happen. But yeah, there's so many things that we can do. And I think we sell ourselves short by even, man, I'm not even going to say that, because it's a lot of us starting businesses. It's a lot. You know what I mean? So many of us are starting. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I applaud anybody. If y'all out there starting businesses, if y'all out there doing whatever, you know, legally, you know, do your thing. You know, that's something you could pass on to your children. We need to start learning about insurance. You know, IRAs. We need to be learning about, you know, IULs. We need to be learning about all these things that other people know about that we in particularly don't. We don't have the financial literacy, things like that, that can, you know, be passed.
No, and what I definitely agree with you. I think that financial literacy in our community is just abhorrent. And I think that another part about it is there are simple things, man. I've recently been speaking over the last couple of years because I had recently found out about it over the last few years about trade lining, leveraging your credit to help other people gain credit, stuff like that. So all of these tools are definitely tools in our box that we should be using in our community to enhance our entire community.
Yes.
And you said because from what I hear, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't disagree with the additional streams of revenue. I think that you're a teacher, cool. You want to open up a business, cool, boom, boom, boom. I mean, I'm all for all of that, but I also know, right? So, and the only reason why I say it, and it's not to argue against your point.
No, listen. Everybody's gonna do things different ways, so you just have to find somebody. Like I told you, I don't feel disrespect because you may not agree or we may disagree, and that's fine. And I still respect you and have all the love for you. You know that, but it just you have to find somebody that just have your morals, values, your way of thinking. When it comes to relationships, it's somebody out there for everybody, as they say.
And so because what I was gonna say was, I don't think that. So if a man is able to, first of all, I think that the common misconception is that a man will have the ability to do and simply choose not to. Any man that you're dealing with, that's worth, him being a man, he's gonna try to do everything for his woman. This goes without saying. You get what I'm saying? I think that the dangerous part is that when we continue to push it as the standard. So, like, I'll give you this example, right? I love my children dearly, right? I like reading to my daughter before she goes to bed.
Right.
I like participating with my son in his sports activities. I like to be an active parent as it pertains to going to parent-teacher conferences, open houses, things like that. Those are the things that I feel like I should do as a father, right? Now, let's say we need these additional streams of revenue because the standard is now that I have to bear the financial brunt of the household. Because everything else, as a man, I am the disciplinarian of my household, and what I say is law. It's not a conversation about it. But that never changed regardless as to how much money I actually made. Because I am not the sum total of the amount of money in my pocket. Because I can have a billion and be an asshole, and I can have a dollar and be an angel. It's just the luck of the draw, right? So if I'm asked to work, let's say 2 jobs, because you need an additional stream of revenue. So I need to work 2 jobs, 16 hours. When you figure in the hour it takes to get to one job, 30 takes to get to another, lunch, boom, 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 whatever, you're talking about a total of about 20 hours of the day out of the home, which does not afford me the opportunity to build a bond that I want with my children. And we can sit here and say, oh, well, you could do it for a little while and then, once things get better. But we know traditionally that's not how it goes. So I can't operate with what could be. I have to operate as it is, And I think that it's very important for me to be able to take the vested interest in my children the same way their mother would. I think that far too often when we grew up under mama taking everything on when you talk about going to the schoolhouse and because daddy was at work all the time. Mama came to all the games. Daddy made it 1 or 2 games, but daddy was at work. Mama had to come to, I think that we missed a lot in not having the patriarch of our families at these events, showing that vested interest in our children. So I more so lean to, I'd much rather have a parent that I am contributing to or contributing with, but then also reaping the benefits of everything else that it has in life, as far as him being the father to my children, being a disciplinarian of my household. What discipline could you provide if you out of the household 20 hours out of the day? By the time you get home, everybody sleep. And when you up and gone, everybody sleep. What good memories do you provide? Because I remember some of the best memories I have is not when we went to Disney World. is when we all was sitting around the table having dinner and Pops may have said something that was hilarious, and we all went to cackling. Those experiences mean a lot to me too. And I don't want my children to miss out on those experiences. And I think they're important. So I just think that us as a community, we have to take more of that community care approach, at least until we can get to where we want to be as a people. Once we all get affluent, then we can all live this life where the standard is going to be our women don't work, our men are out here bringing home bacon and woo woo. Until we get to a point where our community has been not dependent upon money from other communities to survive, then we have to continue to work together. That means equal footing as far as finances, and it's not always going to be like that. And just because you say, or just because that man say, hey, baby, we're going to do, that does not mean that man's not going to try to put forth as much as he can. But the standard is what is really killing our community versus the community care approach, at least in my opinion. That's just what I thought about it.
I understand what you were saying with you had a good point with the working the 20 hours a day and being out of the home. I was going to attack that first. You definitely, and that's what I was telling you, you know what I mean? You have to go find jobs, or you have to start your own business, something to go around the hours and the times that you can. You know what I mean? So I know personally, growing up, my dad worked, like you just said, 2 jobs. He did what needed to be done while my mom was in school and did most of the taking care of us. So, and he made no excuses, you know what I mean? And that's when he, and you should be moving up at whatever jobs you're at. I've never seen anybody like my uncles and things of that nature. If you're on a job for a certain amount of time, you should be a manager, in a few years. You should continuously be moving up as a man, in my opinion, at whatever job you're at. But like I said, you don't go get another dead end job, go in school, or go get a trade, cut hair. Like, there's so many things that you can do in order to have streams of income. But I think the mother being in the home, because I see it being, a lot of people get misconstrued of saying, a mother being in the home is just her chilling, this and that. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Because the mother is educating the children, the mother is feeding, if they're doing it right. You know what I mean? I get up and cook breakfast, you're educating, I'm praying over the home, you're washing clothes, you're doing all of these things in the home. And one of my good friends on here will tell you, my son is super smart for his age. He knows everything as if he was in a classroom. So, and he's only 3 years old. So if you're really doing what needs to be done, as a stay-at-home mom, you should be able to come home to a home with a woman that's, embracing you, and a family that is, prepared for you to have dinner and relax and come home. It's more than that. I think you automatically take it into like, oh, well, she's going to be home chilling and I'm taking on the finances. As a man, you're supposed to take on more than your woman. You know what I mean? Y'all are built for, more stress than us and all of this stuff. We're supposed to be, in our feminine energy, and y'all supposed to be masculine in the man, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So your woman coming home and she's not being stressed out, working 40 hours at some dead end job, and your kids are taken care of. There's food, they're eating food, not McDonald's fast food every day, and little throw in Pop-Tart stuff in the microwave and cheap cereal. You know what I mean? Like, you're eating home cooked meals. Your kids are being prayed over, your house, everything is in order. And there's an order to me, with a mom being home, and the parents aren't out, all day, every day. Someone is there with your children. And who's better than being their mother? You know what I mean? Being there with them. So that's just, my take on it. But I think it's a lot of benefits of, a mother being home, but
yeah, I mean, hey, listen, it's not that it's not that I don't think that there's benefits to it. I would just say, myself personally, I think that I just, for me, there are certain joys. There are joys that I have, and there are things that I love to do that I think I wouldn't want to solely put on my significant other. It's just like cooking. As much as my significant other may be willing to be the sole cook for the household, I love getting in the kitchen and doing my thing. So, I don't ask of that. And I still think that I think that it just, for me, just an active partner, man, somebody who's invested into our household, of course, I think that at the end of the day, if a woman and a man was to split their finances right down the middle, 50-50, she still would not bear any higher of a brunt on that household than he does. And the only reason why I say that is because even if we split the bills 50-50, no matter what happens, you're expected to protect our children, and I'm expected to die for them. So, when the burglar kicked down the door, regardless of how much you pay versus what I pay, I'm expected to go down there and stop that threat while you are going to protect the children in whatever capacity you're going to do there. There are simple things. It's just things that you would never do that I will have to do as a man as it pertains to our household that will never equate to you putting in the equal work. And it's not, I don't want to say it like I'm quantifying a specific number,
well,
but
that's the same on both ends, vice versa, because as a woman, you're doing all of the bathing and all of that extra stuff when it comes to the children. I haven't seen a man yet that does what a woman does when it comes to the children. It doesn't matter how much of a good father you are, we are the nurturers. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So yeah, I don't want to be equal to you. I want you to do what it is that you're supposed to do as a man, and then I'm going to do what it is I'm supposed to do, which is being a nurturer, and you bring home the bacon and I fry it. You know what I mean? That's the type of, give and take I want to give. You be the man, I be the woman, like that's the yin and yang. That's what makes it work, in my opinion. I'm the woman.
It's whatever works for your household and whatever, whatever puts a smile on your face in the morning, that's what works. And I'm happy that it's working for you.
But a woman looks at a man different when, in my opinion, like 50-50, in my opinion, it seems like roommate-ish. I've had a few roommates in college, and if I got to like split everything, what I mean, down the middle, a woman looks at a man different when you provide and you're making the decisions and you're the leader. You know what I mean? It's a different type of
but I mean that's a choice. You could choose to look at him differently, or you can choose to say I'm investing in the success of my household. I mean, because there's nothing saying that you will always be putting up 50% of the finances in a household, but maybe until we both get to a point, or maybe till I get to that point where you don't have to work anymore, maybe I need your assistance with maintaining the household. I don't think that that's unfair. I think that
I'm not saying she can't bring any income in, but you're saying like physically on a job she have to be. I don't think nothing wrong, like I was saying, with stay-at-home moms bringing in income while she's at home with the children. I agree.
Oh no, you ain't gotta go to nobody. Listen, however you make the bread, you make the bread. I ain't telling you got to get up and go out and slave at the people's job. And if you work at home, then if you can work at home, work at home. That's fine by me. But it's just the thought of a person not ready to contribute in all aspects to the success of our household. That is where I kind of, because I'm more than willing to pay every bill in my household when I have the ability to, when it was within my wheelhouse to do so. But like I say, aside from us moving to other places, we stay in Miami, where a 2-3 bedroom house, is $2,300 a month. And in order to afford that, at least in their mind, you need to make 3 times that 23. So you need to be making $6,000, almost $7,000 a month, which we know that it does not, the employment in this area is not like that. So then it's either what I work 2-3 jobs, or I slave one. We can just simply pool together our resources and make it happen until we get into a position where you could, lamp in the shade and you ain't got to do nothing. But
I can assure you that being at home with children is everything but being a lamp in the shade. Matter of fact, this job
I'm not comparing. See,
it's more harder. No, because you always say like
I'm not saying that.
chilling, just sipping lemonade and
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you was at the house, the children at school, they at school for 8 hours out the day.
Oh, well, you definitely should be doing some form of, something at home to make some money when the children are at school.
Hey, listen, that's all I'm saying. Put a couple dollars up. But yeah, cause we running up on 10, child. We got it.
Oh, you know we was gonna do that. You know we was gonna do that, Cody. I don't even know.
So listen, right? This is actually very interesting, and I don't know. I guess it's only 3 slides, so I could run through them real quick. But this is for the people who did not see the post, for the people who are not in that group. I read this and it's so hard for me because I feel like in a lot of situations, and it is what it is, but I feel like a lot of things are built to where you can't speak on them without somebody taking what you say and making you be a complete villain behind how you feel, And it's not for you to have to agree with everything that someone says, but a lot of times in a lot of specific situations, some things are posed and phrased to where your opposition makes you a horrible person.
Spoken like a true villain, Cody. No, I'm kidding.
So with that being said, I'm gonna go over these 3 little slides real quick.
That was a disclaimer. That was a disclaimer, Cody.
That was a disclaimer. I'm letting you know, okay? Hey. So I'm gonna go side by side. We'll discuss each one of them real quick. So the first one is some women have a higher body count because they're afraid to say no when they're put in a situation that involves sexual pressure from a man. But I don't think the slut shamers are ready for that conversation yet.
Take a deep breath.
As Charlamagne's therapist would say, let's unpack this.
No, okay. I don't think you want to be quoting Charlamagne on this one.
Okay, because all right. I don't think that what she is saying is accurate. Not in the sense that there are not sexual pressures, because I know that there are. But this notion that because you're afraid, you have to then give in to those pressures is where I disagree, right? So there's a couple of rules of thumb which I observed, which I would tell my daughter to observe. Because as much as I would like for our world to be complete with no assholes, I know that unfortunately they come with the world we live in. So I would tell my daughter, don't go anywhere where you don't feel comfortable.
That's good.
I.e., if you don't think that you're ready to have sex with this guy, don't go to his house. Don't meet him at a hotel. Do not invite him to your house. Because these are places where sex happens, and you are likely to be pressured into sex in these places. So if I ain't ready to bust it wide open yet, I'm not coming to your house. I don't know what's gonna happen when I get to your house. I'm not gonna invite you to my house. I'm not gonna meet you at no hotel. There's not gonna be no bed around us. We won't even go to club bed. I'm not ready for that. So that's one. But then 2, right? We know that there is an entire system in place that deals with men who carry themselves in this fashion. So I guess that comes to slide 2, where she says, I've said no before, they got angry. I've said no before and they hit me. I've said no before and they spread rumors about me. I've said no before and they raped me. Stop telling women to just say no and start teaching men to respect women. Again, I hate the fact that there's assholes in this world. I hate it. Gosh darn it. I hate it. But unfortunately, it is a circumstance of this life that we live. Okay. So If you say no and he gets angry, who gives a fuck? I said no. If you don't like it, you can take me home. Matter of fact, I didn't ride with you. I'm gone. If you say no and they hit you, all you have to do is dial 3 numbers, 9, 1, and 1. And I could assure you that there are going to be law enforcement professionals that are going to come to wherever you are, and that gentleman is going to be arrested for domestic violence, any number of charges, assault and battery. Couple that with an attempt to rape, and you're talking about being labeled a sex offender. These are avenues that you have against people who conduct themselves in this way. You don't want to be labeled as a sex offender. Nobody does. You can't get a good job. You think it's hard not get no damn criminal record. Be a sex offender. You won't goddamn get janitor jobs because kids be around. You know, it's certain places you can live. And if you chose to fuck up your life because you couldn't take no, then you deserve all of the rest of your life that you finna get. And it sucks that that young lady had to go through that. But there are recourses outside of saying yes, okay, because of the pressure. And then she follows and finishes by saying, what makes me really sad is that many women will read this and they will relate to this, and many men will read it and they will think it's nonsense. I'm not brave enough to speak on my experiences, but for those who are, I believe you. And to be clear, I don't think that is nonsense. I think that, and I know that there are men who do apply pressure to women as it pertains to having sex with them. I know that they exist. I know they do. That is not nonsense.
It's a lot of them.
Listen. I could only imagine. Some of these niggas be butt hurt because they done spent their few dollars. Some of these niggas be butt hurt because they got played with on the phone. Oh yeah, I do this and woody woo woo woo. And now you looking for all of that and ain't none of that here. And all of that. I know. So it's not to say that is nonsense. And it's not even to say the idea of pressure is nonsense, because we all know that there's very possible twofold to peer pressure. I get it. But I also know, and excuse me if I'm wrong, but we is fucking grown. Ain't no more peer pressure. Peer pressure was in school when you was worried about being cool and when you was worried about fitting in with these stupid ass kids. Man, I'm a whole 33-year-old man. You are a whole 33-year-old woman. You know right from wrong. If this man puts his hands on you in any way that you deem to be malicious or you just do not like it, you have the recourses. You do not have to be afraid of anybody, and you do not have to give up yourself simply to stay safe, because either somebody is going to do something or they're not. Even if you was to just give it up, guess what? You know how many men can't get hard if they not physically abusing a woman? You got men that in their mind, they can't get it up unless they choking her, or they can't get it up unless they being incredibly rough about the sex that they having. These are things that happen. And I'm not saying it is cool. I'm not trying to justify it or anything, but I know that you do not have to say yes because somebody is going to be mad or somebody is going to spread a rumor about you. Hell, every kid in the black community know they talked about Jesus. That's what grandma said. Grandma told us that. Baby, they talked about Jesus.
I think because a lot of women have the trauma. I think every situation it really can't really be cut and dry. Like I get what you're saying, because we have to watch where we place ourselves and make sure we're not putting ourselves in different situations. That is a smart thing to do. Let your yes be a yes and your no be a no. But at the same time, too, some of these guys, I had a lot of homegirls. I've been lied on. I've been lied on a few times. So I know that part to be true. And I got friends that have been in different situations to where because they said no, you'll be surprised. I believe it's like 1 in 3 or 4 women that get raped. So that is something that's my friend Shauna just said 911 takes too long sometimes. Sometimes you might not even have access to a phone. I've seen where women got put out on 95 and all kind of stuff. So I'm just telling you, and every situation ain't so cut and dry. Like, women have got, they go out of town with a man and stuff like that, been left over, like women get raped, killed, left on highways and put out somewhere they don't know, they don't have their phone. Like, I've seen all kind of situations to where women have been placed in. Yeah.
Well, that's so, but okay, so this is the thing. And for me, like I say, that it is not my doubt. I know, and I don't know guys personally, I guess, or maybe I do and I don't know because I don't speak with the women who they frequent. A lot of people be different, when you're not around them. I like to think that the guys that I associate with, the few guys that I actually you would ever see me hang with, that these guys are all stand-up guys. We don't conduct business like that. I could personally attest to not one woman having ever come in my home, been in my bed, or any of that I have pressured to do anything that they did not want to do. I personally don't have sex with drunk women. I do not have sex with women under the influence. Never have never been. The only exception would be, of course, if we drunk together. But me not being drunk and you being drunk would never work for me. And I really do not invite women in my bed unless we would have had a conversation detailing what we plan to do when you come here. So I can only speak for me, and I can only speak for the people that I closely associate with, that I know that I don't think are like that. And I also know that there are a lot of guys that, like I say, be butthurt about it. And that's why I always tell women, as much as niggas be assholes, and I will never take that away, because niggas be assholes, there are certain ways that you can mitigate certain things from happening. Now, a guy who is going to do something bad is going to do something bad. Nothing you could have done was going to stop Ted Bundy from what he was doing. Nothing that any of those young ladies could have done would have stopped some of these guys from doing what it is that they do, is in their nature. But then I also know that there are certain things that I myself personally would guard against if I was a woman. So if I don't plan to have sex with you, if I'm not sexually attracted to you, then I'm not going to take anything from you. That's food, drink, or otherwise. I'm not going to
definitely got to keep those drinks covered. Got to keep those drinks covered.
You got to keep drinks covered. But not even that. I'm talking about us going out. If I don't find you attractive, if I don't want anything with you, I'm not going to allow you to take me out to dinner. I'm not going to go out for drinks with you. Why? Because there is a waste of my time and yours. If I don't find you attractive, if I'm not trying to have sex with you, if I don't want nothing with you, I'm not going out of town with you. Because why am I going out of town? Listen, again, we grown. I'm 33. If I take you out of town with me, we're going to do all those fun things that you want to do. I literally only came here to have sex in a different state. I'm very simple like that. So I'm not going to go out of town with someone that I don't want to have sex with, that I'm not sexually attracted to. Why? Because that leads to things. And a lot of them niggas be jaded, butthurt. They feel like they done spent their little money. They should be getting something in return. And it's not to say that they right. I'm not saying that they're right for feeling that way, but that's how they feel. And that is the stupid shit that they do. I know chicks that done got left in different states for that. Like, I know a chick who got left in Chicago because she did not want to have sex with this dude who took her to Chicago. And my question to her is, well, why did you go if you did not want to have sex with this man or have anything to do with him? Oh, it was a free trip.
Because I don't think you have to. I don't think, because guys will take you out to eat. Like, I have guy friends that took me out to eat, and we've had fun and went different places. I don't think you necessarily, because a person take you somewhere, that you are in debt to them for sex, or a man should feel that way. If you're doing that and you're going to be butthurt about your money or loss of money thereof, you don't need to take that woman out, because she does not have to have sex with you, you know. So I don't think that's right at all.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you 100%. I don't think that you should do it. Mm-hmm. I don't think that you should be taking somebody out with the expectation of anything. What I think and what we feel and what we know to happen be different. So because as much as we feel like that should not be an issue, because we know that it could potentially be an issue, you have to safeguard against those things. A lot of times, motherfuckers be looking for free shit. And this is exactly how they get into a lot of situations, men and women alike, because niggas be looking for free shit too. And then you end up doing 20 behind somebody because you wanted some free shit. You know, it happens. I'm telling you, that's where it comes from. People better stop working because that's where it be happening. But no, man, any woman, let me give all these numbers real quick, man, because it's so serious. And I don't think that it's funny or nothing like that, man. You know, I feel bad for any woman that has gone through the situation. If you have gone through that situation before, if you have been raped before, there are numbers that you can call. Give me one moment, because I just had the number up on my phone. Okay, call the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656 4673. That's 1-800-656-HOPE. Also, if you need more resources, you can go to www.RomeoAlphaIndiaNovember.org or RAIN, N. And please, man, call the police. There's a statute of limitations, so don't wait too long. But any guy that does any of this, I am of the firm belief that he needs to be punished to the full extent of the law. It's actually embarrassing. But I myself personally, like I say, I safeguard against stuff like that, because I don't allow you in my space if I'm not comfortable with you being there. I'm not going to allow you to, I'm not going to allow you in my room if I'm not ready. I'm not ready for what's going to happen when two adults get in the bed. Because again, we is grown. And what we think in these diluted visions of grandeur, and like, oh yeah, they don't want anything. We just, that's not real world. So I just think that we have to move away.
Yeah, but they still can't take, it, regardless if a woman is amping you up and talking greasy all on the phone for 3 months, 6 months, however long, a whole year. You know what I mean? Y'all get together and she says no. That's it. There's really nothing else you can do. No means no. And then here's another thing, Cody. I know we got to tie it up soon, but there's people in all these we went to college fraternities and all these football players and all of this stuff. So you have the culture of all of that, and people are scared to come out, or even at jobs with, there's somebody big at their job or executive or something, whatever, so people are scared to come out because, no one's going to believe me because this person gets all of these girls, or this person is a football player, or he's in this fraternity, he's cute, he's this, so no one, they're scared to come out because no one will believe them, that's another thing I've seen a lot of women going through.
That happens too, man, and that's another whole issue in itself, because as much as I feel like every story should be investigated. It's not to say that every story should be believed. We've seen a countless number of instances where stories have been completely fabricated as a means to hurt a person's reputation, and then those stories become unfounded, but there's no repair to the reputation once it happened. One of the more famous names I can think of is Brian Banks, the football player, who was accused of rape, did 7 years in prison, only to be exonerated and come to find out he never committed that crime. I don't think that women shouldn't be listened to. I don't think that these claims should not be investigated, but I want to hold off on the belief factor until there's a proper investigation. The hell with your popularity, because to me, one of my favorite people in the world, Rick Ross, we was just talking about him today from that line that he had in the song where he was like, I put a Molly all in her champagne. She ain't even know it.
Yeah,
Took her home and destroyed that. She ain't even know it. And we was like, wait a minute, Ross.
Yeah,
bro,
that's right.
Right now. Like, he's one of my favorite people in the world. Not just him musically, but his hustle and, all that he embodies. I love it. But brother, if you are a rapist, then I cannot support you. I don't support that. I have a sister, I have nieces, I have children. You know what I'm saying? So I can never support any man who would even do that. But I just don't think that I should believe the story until I've been presented with the evidence that proves the story. And there's ways that, is there
I'm looking at the comments. Amanda was saying, well, Shauna said there's women who have called 911 and still got raped and killed. That is definitely true. And Amanda said, I feel most of the incidents happen early on in adulthood. I do believe that it happens on early on, teenager through your 20s, which it can happen early on, later than that. But, the percentage of when exactly it happens are in between those years, I believe.
Right.
So, yeah.
I don't disagree with that. It is probably something that happens more so in the younger formative years, as you're trying to find yourself and you just getting out in the world and you throwing spaghetti at the wall trying to see what sticks. But I mean, that's why I think that there are a lot of that. That's why I think that, because we talk about certain things and women feel that certain things may be unfair because a man can do this but a woman can't. So it's this ideology about the amount of sex partners a man can have, and him being a man having multiple sex partners makes him akin to a king, versus a woman having multiple sex partners, that makes her a whore. And so look at some of these things. Maybe it's not designed for women to have multiple sex partners because of this very situation. You cannot physically overpower me, so you're putting yourself in the space of a whole bunch of men you cannot physically overpower. So you can't rightly protect yourself almost. I mean, you can have a gun, maybe have a stun gun or something, but we know that if we're talking about straight physicality, you can't physically dominate most men. So you putting yourself in an arena with a lot of men leads or could lead potentially to you being physically dominated by these men. And they're not right for that. They should be shot in the dick. But
I do agree with that message on that post though, Cody. We do need to start teaching men, that no means no, that no matter if you spend this amount of money, if she talk greasy to you or whatever the case may be, if she does not want to have sex with you, I know, and I think women should be held, we need to be taught too, like you were just saying, to make sure that we don't place ourselves in certain spaces just to be safe. Let your homegirls know, don't like you were saying, don't go to a man's house and this that. We can't do that. We can't do it. By the grace of God, thank God I wasn't, in those spaces where I could have, did those things. But we've all made mistakes. You think you just going to go chill and Netflix and chill, or you're not thinking on those levels of, it could go this way. But like you said, those guys have a one-track mind, and they don't respect a woman.
They don't respect it. No. And I mean, see, that's another weird part about it. So if you take two numbers, one which is the number of fatherless homes, and I don't know, because it seems as if more and more now, and we know why. We know the extenuating circumstances that has caused the fatherless home. So we know that most of these boys are being raised by women, and I know that women are not telling them to not respect, to know. Me as a young man, as I grew up, my father always was sure to tell me, hey, if she said no, then she said no. And I have always been the type, because I don't want to force you to do anything. Like, I just don't understand how that gets anybody off having to force themselves on or in somebody. And it is actually akin to like having dry sex. I would make it akin to having dry sex. Like as a man, especially if you know if you ain't vagina, then it's physically painful to do so.
Mhm.
It is physically painful. Like, so I myself personally, having felt that physical pain, I could not imagine forcing myself on somebody in that fact. I could not imagine it because I know how bad it hurts. So I just don't see where that I mean it has to be a sickness. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think they, from what I just was reading and seeing and stuff, I think they get off on the abuse and being, controlling someone and doing those things to that individual. But it's absolutely not right. And I think, because I was reading because I do think, accountability needs to be had for us women as well. We got to make sure we're not placing ourselves in those spaces. But also, like you were just saying, men need to be taught to respect women. No means no and all of that. But also us as women, we need to be aware. We need to, not, place ourselves in those spaces. We need to, and you learn that as you grow. I was having fun, for my friends and everybody, you just thinking you're just going to go chill and, all this stuff. So
Real, I know because I was there.
Right. You thinking you're not even thinking on those levels. You thinking it's another, college student with you, y'all just chilling. You like, oh, let's kick back. You know how it go. Or we just gonna chill, not knowing they got ulterior motives. They're trying to do something else, and
yeah, man, we just more honesty 2021, man. And I definitely hope that there's, like I say, I personally could not imagine it myself. So it's very hard for me to wrap my head around why a person would do that, because I don't even, the most fun that I have is playing football because I get to physically dominate somebody and it's illegal. I remember a guy said that and it makes so much sense. I get to beat up on people for fun playing football, beating up on people in real life, especially a woman, especially as a means to add. Because I just can't. Fellas, please, guys, take them nose, man. Stop spending. If you have a problem with taking them nose, stop spending your money on these women. Go right to 79th and Biscayne, and you could go pay for some $40. And they're not going to tell you no because you're paying them. So do that. But please stop thinking that you just supposed to get some ass because you done paid for somebody dinner or you done simped out and took them on vacation to fucking Jamaica, because that's your fault. But y'all got to stop that, bro. Don't put your hands on no woman who ain't asking for it. None of that.
And Cody, and us as women, I would say, because like Amanda was saying, that incidents happen younger, and because by the time you hit 30 plus, you're kind of already you've wisened up some. You're able to tell, you're able to have a spirit of discernment, you're able to love on yourself more. Your self-esteem is higher. You're able to discern who is for you and who's being who's really serious about you. So I would just say to the young ladies out there to step back and really get to know somebody before you you go those extra lengths. You really take your time to get to know somebody, because some people will prey on you because of how young you are. Like I remember us going when we were in school, like the upperclassmen would prey on the freshmen, so you're thinking that the upperclassman really likes you when the whole time they talking to 5 of y'all enjoying her, so it's it just take your time. Listen, I saw what was going on. So take your time and really get to know somebody and make sure that this person, love on yourself. If they really love you, if they really want to be with you and all that good stuff, guess what? They're going to wait, and you're worth the wait, and they're going to treat you like a queen. So,
hey, you know what? We're gonna leave it on that positive note. I'm not gonna even throw no joke in there because I definitely had one. I was gonna throw it, but I'm not gonna throw it because that was very positive, and we're gonna leave it on this positive note. Denise, I appreciate you dropping in on the show. It was an absolute pleasure.
Always, Cody.
I definitely hope that we can do things like this in the future. Get you on and get your opinion on a whole bunch more. I think that I always say that the only way for our community to heal the divide is for us to listen to each other. And I think that if women did a better job of trying to understand where men came from and vice versa, that we can kind of get past some of the issues that we have with each other. I just think that we have to, be more unified, especially because the things that we're going through in our community was by design. And once we all realize that, we will start to break that design. And until we realize that, we will still have the rates of fatherless households and nuclear families that we do in our community, and we still will see, high crime rate, high poverty rates, low education, all of those things. So, hopefully we could, wake some people up. But I definitely appreciate you stopping in, and like I said, I really enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Not a problem, y'all. As always, man, we ran a little late today, but we'll be back next Monday with another banger for y'all. It's all love. We're not going to even play no music. We're going to get on the out of here. But see y'all next Monday, man. Love, peace. Reach one, teach one. You hear me?